What's up, guys? Crypto Mike here with the mic check 1212. Here, Newt. How you guys doing? Oh, hopefully you're doing well. I'm doing very good. It's a nice day. A little cloudy out here. It's kind of cold. It's weird. This weather is so weird over here in California. It's just up and down and all around. It was raining yesterday, cold, and like a week before that it was hot, very sunny. So it's I'm thankful that it's still cool right now, because it's gonna get hot. It's gonna be a hot summer, guys. I feel like it's gonna be a hot summer. Man, a lot to talk about. I do themed video. I'm gonna try to do themed videos. This one is loosely themed around honesty and integrity. Yeah, I'm just gonna ramble on. Hopefully, I'm entertaining. Hopefully, you get value from my words. Hopefully, maybe I'm just keeping you company, you know. And that's what I like out of my YouTubers that I listen to all the time. There's a few that I listen to on a daily basis, and it's like they've grown on me, you know, like they're my friend, you know. It's weird. It's like, yeah, you know, you listen to someone talk for long enough days in a row, and it's like you kind of get to know them and you get comfort from their videos. So anyways, I hope that I'm kind of like that guy. And I know it'll take a long time, but hopefully if I keep doing videos every few days, people are gonna start to expect them and start to cherish them, and you know, turn those notifications on and all that. So I just finished my breakfast. Orange. I had an orange. When we first showed up, he was like, there was 3 ducks, like seriously right there. And he wanted to go after it. I'm not gonna let him do that. Beautiful mallards. And then there was a regular duck, regular brown duck. But yeah, this guy's funny, and he wants to chase after everything. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you're enjoying taking moments out of your life to enjoy nature. Hopefully you're treating yourself well. I've kind of like gone to a little bit of healthier kind of food. Like for breakfast, I eat, like today I had an orange, but typically my breakfast will be 2 eggs and with some broccoli and cherry tomatoes. I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's good. I'll chop the broccoli up. I'll saute it a little bit in butter. Then I'll throw 2 eggs in there. I'll take the broccoli out. I'll throw 2 eggs in there with some butter. And then I'll put the cherry tomatoes around the edges and let it cook. And then I'll just put the broccoli on top. And I made some tri-tip, so I have a couple pieces of steak, basically. Steak and eggs with some veggies. I've been eating oranges more often, and one thing I've been doing that's really awesome and it feels great, it's very healthy for you, is I blend up a whole lemon in a blender with some ice cubes and water. That's it. You can add some blueberries, you know, you can add some sweetener if you want. I've been really trying to stay away from sugar, but you know, I still do, especially since I quit drinking. At night, sometimes I crave sugar, because that's typically what happens when you quit drinking. Like once in a while, I'll get like a Oreo McFlurry or something, just to satisfy the craving. My philosophy here with quitting the drinking is that you don't have to change everything radically, like all at once. I think the number one goal is to quit drinking. So just live your life normally. Like you don't have to switch everything up all at once. Like you don't have to eat healthy all of a sudden. I mean, the number one goal is just don't drink. So you can do anything you want, just don't drink. That's been helping me a lot. Because like a lot of times when I went to go quit drinking, or when I stopped drinking, it would be like a radical shift. I would change everything. I would start exercising. I would start eating healthy. I would just do everything all at once. And sometimes that was overwhelming, or most of the time it was. And it was just too much all at once to try to change, and I would end up relapsing. And so this time everything is kind of the same. I'm gradually, like day by day, changing little things here and about within my lifestyle, and in my daily routines and habits. And it's great. It's been working. I'm very distracted. I have a lot of stuff going on, and so that's helping. I've been working like 8 to 10 hour days every day. I haven't taken a day off for a few weeks at least, but I'm driving every single day, and especially at night I'm doing Uber Eats, because that's when I get bored at night and I feel like drinking, and so just keeping myself busy. I'm out there hustling and bustling. I'm making that money, baby, and it feels good making money. I've been spending money the last 2 years and it feels good to finally start making money again. I've been selling all my crypto to pay for rent and all that. And the drinking was basically why I just got stagnant. So, things are better there. Things are better now. Things are moving forward. And I hope the same with you guys. The last 2 months or so have been full of a lot of change energetically. A big shifts. And we had like solar flares that have really like messed around with us in a good way. Like our DNA is upgrading. It's like crystallizing. The carbon is like crystallizing. That's what I've heard, how it's been explained to me. And that's probably why like a lot of people are probably like going through body aches and body sores and stuff. And that's most likely why. I think this summer is going to be pretty crazy. I don't know. I feel like we're headed for some kind of big event during the summer. I'm not sure exactly what. I feel like there's going to be protests and riots, and it's going to get worse than it was in like 2020. But I hope not. I don't know. I hope not. I just feel like it. But anyways, let's get going. I'm going to start walking integrity and honesty, and why they're very important. To be honest, like first of all, you need to be honest with yourself. Don't be in denial. Like that's the stupidest thing you can do, is lie to yourself. A lot of people do it unconsciously, like subconsciously. We don't even mean to do it. It's just more of like a comforting action that we can do, is like tell ourselves like, okay, things are going to be all right. I'm not doing, there's a lot of balance. I'm not doing that thing that I'm doing that's really bad for me. It's not that bad. It's okay, because a lot of other people do it too, right? It's like, well, you need to be aware. Awareness is huge. Be aware of if you're lying to yourself or lying to others and you don't even really know it. You need to like look deep within. And make sure you're honest to yourself. Or if you're not, you're never gonna go anywhere. You're never gonna grow. And I mean, that's the goal of life, I think, is growing. And we have stages of our life. I personally believe I'm halfway through my life, literally, because since I was a little kid, I always thought that I would either die when I was 27 or 72. And so after I turned 27, when I turned 28, I felt pretty good. I was like, nice. And so now I believe I'm going to have a good life up until I'm 72. So I'm basically in the second half of my life right now. And I'm 36 right now. Well, until tomorrow. I forgot about that. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm going to be 37 tomorrow. But that is, it's nice to know, at least, it's something I'm telling myself, like, I'm going to live at least till I'm 72. And that makes me feel, it gives me like a template to like live by. Like the first half was like I was a kid. I was kind of lost. I was confused. I was enjoying all the little things about life that you enjoy. And then you start getting older, right? And then you start gaining, you have this wisdom, all this experience that you've gone through with life, it turns into wisdom. And then the second part for me is to try to help people instead of being selfish. And doing that is so fulfilling. But also being honest, being a person with integrity. And so if you don't know what integrity is, it's being honest even when no one's looking. Like, it's doing something, it's just being completely honest, even though no one's ever gonna find out. If you lie, if you cheat, if you steal, and no one will ever find out. If you find yourself in that kind of situation, having integrity is fighting against that urge and doing the right thing anyways, even though no one would ever find out if you did the wrong thing. So it's tough to do, but if you can really learn to be that person, you're gonna feel really good about yourself, and you're gonna feel confident, and just deep down you're gonna know inside that there's a lot of people out there, especially nowadays, who don't have any integrity. Even cops. There's police officers who, I saw a video of these police officers. They had a search warrant for this house. They were searching through it, and I guess the lady police officer didn't know her body cam was on, and it caught everything. They were stealing everything they were looking through. They were stealing the nice stuff. They were all in on it. And and she got caught. They got fired. I mean, that's despicable. Police are there to serve and protect, not steal. Like, that's the opposite of what, I mean, dude, they're criminals, not all police, but just some of them, and I think being a policeman or policewoman requires integrity and honesty. I mean, it has to. They don't get paid a whole lot, but just having that job is like a big responsibility. You know what I mean? So let's start walking. It's it's not sunny, but it's still a beautiful day. It's just it's beautiful out here. So yeah, I mean, we feel the urge to lie constantly, and especially now, because all the leaders, most of them, are liars, and they're openly okay with it. Although it's still kind of subtle. We are being taught as a society that to get on top, you gotta lie, cheat, and steal, and it's legal because it's called capitalism. It's a free market. So that's the dirty side. That's the dark side of capitalism. Is that you can do that. It's not illegal to lie. It's some people think it's immoral, which it is, because you're hurting people. When you lie, you're hurting people. And when you lie to yourself, you're only hurting yourself. Yeah, it might be like a pacifier, this lie you're telling yourself, but that's all it is. It's just satisfying you for the moment so that you feel more comfortable, something like that. And when you lie to others and you make it a habit, and then some people actually, they work on their lies. They try to be the best liar that they can be, and they're proud of themselves when they get away with it. And you should never aspire to be that person. You should never try to be that person, because it's not going to end well for you. It's not. It might be a temporary pleasure to get whatever you're getting by lying, but it's just not healthy. It's not healthy for your soul. It dehumanizes you. It takes away from you when you lie to other people. Well, I mean, first of all, trust. Trust is a huge issue. I mean, that's one of the biggest issues humanity faces, because we can't even trust each other. How are we a whole species that doesn't even trust itself? Like, we can't even trust people in this world to, help us out or take care of us or look, have our backs. Like, we're basically afraid of other people, because like other nations, even other states, because we all hate each other for some reason. I wonder why. It probably isn't the media. Probably isn't politicians. Nah. No, it's not the corporations. And no way. They would never do stuff like that. They would never pit us all against each other. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Actually, it does, because they're gaining. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Okay, good. Thanks. Come on, bud. Come on, buddy. Let's go.
Have a good one, man.
You too. Yeah, so we're being pitted against each other, and who's gaining? We're not. Some people think they are. Some people are being used, and they're proud of it, and when they get dumped out of nowhere, they're gonna feel really stupid. They're gonna feel really shitty. They're gonna feel very angry. Anyone who thinks they're part of this, they're insiders. Anyone who's feeding into the evil, you know, and all the lies and the hatred, anyone who's feeding into that, and because you're gonna gain from it, you might be gaining from it. Sure, I'm sure you are. You know, you're a subordinate of someone who's maybe paying you off or promising you a raise or a promotion, as long as you stay within the boundaries of the establishment narrative, you know, because there's a big agenda out there. I'm sure there's a lot of conflict internally with these power players out there. I'm sure there's conflict. I'm sure some of them do have morals, and they don't want to be part of this shit, but they have too much to lose. So they have to play along for now, at least. And I hope there's more of them than we think, you know. I would imagine that if they're human, they're going through the same shift as we are. And probably a lot of people don't understand it, and it's frustrating and confusing because it's going against what they've been doing. So when we upgrade our DNA, we're forced to confront our humanity and our honesty and our, like, all the bad shit we're doing. It's starting to make people feel bad, but they don't even know what's happening. So it's more like a frustration and an anger. Like, why the hell? What's going on? You know? And the most evil of evil, they're still at the top. They're doing their thing. They're making tons of money, and that's their god. Money is their god. Control is their god, and they feel like gods. I'm sure. I mean, you know, when something happens in your life and you feel really good about yourself, you feel like really powerful. It's like a rush, you know. I don't know. Like there's a lot of things, you know. Like if you're playing sports and you're like the pro quarterback of the whole county or something in like high school. I mean, that's got to feel pretty good. You're getting all the girls, you know. Well, maybe not all of them. Like, you're getting the jock girls. Like, some of them are superficial, but some of them are pretty cool. You're getting, like, everyone wants to be your friend. Everyone looks at you and thinks you're just this amazing person, and you kind of feel like a god. I'm sure. I've never been that kind of guy, but I can only imagine how it feels. It's like a constant serotonin rush. Your body's constantly euphoric. Your mind, your head, it's constant euphoria for the most part. And you're just sailing through life. You're happy. Everyone, your parents, like everyone is expecting you to go and do really good things, really great things. But a lot of times, people like that are lying to other people by showing them that, oh, I have a great life, blah, blah, blah. But to be honest, like, a lot of these people are lost inside in their personal life, like the life that no one knows about but them. A lot of them are depressed, anxious. You know, they don't know what to do. They have a problem, but they can't really talk about it or anything because they are this god who walks around and everyone thinks that their life is perfect. Everyone wants to be like them. And so they have this image to uphold. They have this image of themselves that is like sparkling clean. It's like a golden statue without any blemishes, like no flaws. And these people need to keep that reputation up, you know, like, and so a lot of these people they're lying about having a wonderful life. I mean, especially like people, CEOs of huge corporations. I mean, they all have problems too. They are human. I mean, I don't know what else they would be. You know, I don't know if reptilians are real. I don't know if aliens are real. I really don't know. I mean, how would I know? I've never been visited by an alien. I've never seen an alien. Or maybe I have. Maybe they're among us. Who knows, man? Maybe I'm an alien and I didn't even know it. Who knows? I feel like it sometimes. Don't you? Don't you ever feel like different? I feel very different. Like no, not many people understand me, or they do now, but first half of my life, like, people just I didn't even understand myself. When I was a kid, I didn't understand my emotions, or I didn't understand anything, and so it was frustrating. Yeah, and I've smashed a few guitars. That was my thing. I used to smash guitars. Not on purpose, but I would get frustrated sometimes, and it mostly had to do when I was drinking. But I would still do it when I was sober, when I was a kid. So when I was like a teenager. See, people just come over here to meditate, and it's just really peaceful. Well, then you got someone like me walking around talking to their phone and and spouting out like all this weird stuff that society is not supposed to talk about. I mean, people do need to hear it. So I don't feel bad about that. I had a little coffee this morning. Oh, what I was saying about the lemons is take a whole lemon, grind it up, blend it up with some water and some ice cubes, and drink it. The peel and the pith they have like 5 times more of the good stuff than the lemon pulp and the juice. So a lot of people they wake up and they drink lemon water because it's healthy. If you want to really feel energized and it's an all natural energy, take some organic lemons. Don't take the other ones because those have pesticides all over the peel, and you're gonna get that in you, probably get sick, or So take organic lemons that haven't been sprayed. Like I got lucky. I have a lemon tree right out front, and they're really good lemons. So I just cut them up into 4 pieces, and I take the seeds out, blend it up with some water and ice cubes, and then just drink it. Takes a few minutes to drink, and then just blend it up really well so it goes down smoothly. And I promise it's energizing. It's like when you're taking these enzymes, this fruit grew from the sun, right? That's our primary source of life. If there was no sun, there would be no life. Same as water. Sun and water. Like, if there was no sun, we'd have no plants. We wouldn't have anything. This life would be dead. Or we wouldn't have a life without the sun. So you're taking this fruit. I guess, yeah, lemon's a fruit. It's citrus. Citrus is healthy for you. And it's good for your liver. It helps you lose weight. Because it kind of makes you kind of full. It has a lot of fiber. And it really wakes you up. I mean, why do you think people put like lemon in? It kind of brightens things up, right? So if you drink this lemon, if you drink a lemon in the morning when you wake up, or you could do it like right before you go to work or whatever, I promise, just make it a little habit. Try it for a week. If you don't like it, that's fine. But just try it for like a week. And maybe like the first day or two, I don't know, you might not feel it, or it might be gross, I don't know. But just kind of try it out for a whole week and see how you feel. I don't even need to drink coffee, even though I did. I did this morning. When I drink a whole lemon, it feels like I had coffee. But it's more natural. There's no crash or anything like that. I swear, it wakes you up. It really does. It feels good. And it feels good knowing you're putting healthy stuff into your body. But yeah, it has like 5 times the nutrients. It's really bitter, and a lot of times bitter stuff is very good for your like liver. So it's healthy. It's very good for you. So I would suggest trying it out. Drink a lemon, a whole one without the seeds. I take the seeds out, but just because they have little shells that kind of get stuck in your teeth. So anyways, let's see. So yeah, these people, man, they've been teaching the kids and us, society in general, that yeah, you know, look at the COVID scam. Look at that. That was such a big scam. I mean, it was extremely exaggerated, and the people on the inside who knew what to do and what to invest in, and you know, they made a ton of money. You know, look at that crash. That was literally the beginning of the bull market for crypto. March 2020. It crashed so hard, and I'm certain there was plenty of people who knew what was going to happen, and so they had a lot of cash on the side waiting to buy Bitcoin, and they did. And Bitcoin dipped. I mean, Ethereum came down to like $100. Damn, man, it was $100. And then it went like, how far did it go up? Like 3,000 something? So it did a 30x from there. And it's the second largest crypto. So if you got other ones, I mean, people were doing 500x's on low caps. You know, the ones that, and that's where you make the money, guys. I mean, it is a free market. And if you can find the right low cap, and I don't know how long we're going to remain in a free market like this. It's the direction, at least for the United States, the direction we're heading, we're losing our liberties like left and right, you know, and they're just going to keep taking them because COVID was like, to me, it felt like a test run. They kind of just needed to figure out, and they were using AI for sure, but they needed to figure out how humanity reacts to a disaster. I mean, there's tons of us now. There's like 8 billion people. And so it's difficult to like gauge the reaction, but they kind of like all the governments were in on it. And yeah, I'm sure they were using a lot of our data to figure us out using AI, figure out our reaction. I'm sure they were betting. I'm sure there was a lot of betting in the background. Like, I don't know, man. Well, I'm sure they were just laughing. Okay, we can't go this way. We can go this way, though. Come on. Come on, buddy. She said these are mustard plants. All these yellow flowers. Mustard plants, and they're not local. So she said they're trying to cut them all down because they're going to take over. But I don't want to walk through there because my pants get yellow and his face gets yellow. Come on, buddy. Oh. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like it was kind of a test run, and they were able to take from us. They took a lot of our liberties, and they fundamentally changed within like 2 years. They made new rules, and they changed how we interact with each other. Our habits, our daily habits, how we think. I mean, they isolated us. That was huge. I mean, that's a big deal. So many people are depressed. They didn't ever say anything about taking vitamin D or getting out in the sun. In fact, it's the opposite. No, take this medicine that we created. It's better. Just because we say so. And there's too many people out there who are like little fucking sheep, you know, and they'll do anything that their boss says, and it's like they forced us to do it because a lot of people either had to quit their job or take the jab, and a lot of people did quit or they got fired. So it's just kind of a better. Oh, damn.
Morning.
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 Everyone loves dude. Hey, morning. So everyone loves it. When they see him, like, everyone smiles because he has this funny face. He always makes these funny faces. So yeah, it's just basically back to my point. They are teaching us, and people are catching on, that in this world of ours in 2023, lying and cheating and stealing is encouraged, because that's how you get ahead. That's the only way you can remain in the top 10%, you know, and not be like in poverty. And everything we heard about the wealth transfer, the great wealth transfer, that's when it started in 2020, and it's really despicable. It's despicable. Because, like, they don't care. They have enough. Look at Bill Gates, man. I mean, he's literally playing God. And I definitely believe he's Luciferian. Like, I have zero doubt about that. Zero doubt. I mean, look at his actions and the people he hangs out with and all that. I can't believe he's still free. I just can't believe there's been no accountability. That's what we're seeing, is that there's no accountability. A lot of people are talking about this stuff, but it's being censored online by AI and the algorithms. And of course, like, everything you say online is being traced and recorded, and it'll be there forever. So they're just it's like, how am I still in this world? Like, why am I here? You know, I'm gonna go back home, you know, to where, like, love exists, you know, and love is prevalent. People take care of each other in good ways, not unhealthy ways. Okay, why are we going this way, Newt? Why are you pulling me like this? Why are we over here? Let's go back. So, just be a good example. Have integrity, and the way I see it is, like, you'll be greatly rewarded, you know, and wherever we end up after this, I mean, I feel like this whole life thing is just a big test, you know, and doing the right thing when no one's looking, and you never know who's actually out there watching you, you know. And I'm not talking about humans. I'm talking about, like, well, God, you know, angels, you know, higher dimensional beings. They could be right, like, next to you, your higher self. Like, I believe they are, and I believe we are guided. But it all comes from the energy we produce, and we all are made of it. So we do produce energy. Now, it could be positive energy or negative energy. And being positive, like, positive energy comes from love within. And so if you need to make sure you love yourself, first of all, it's very, very important. You need to know your worth. You're super, super powerful. You know, every single one of us is a super powerful being. And we're being taught that we're not, that we're so small. You know, and that's one of the reasons flat Earth kind of makes sense in a way. And because they, you know, obviously after wars, these big bankers and typhoons, like railroad typhoons and oil and, like, oligarchs and all that, they have the money and the power and the influence to rewrite history, and that's what happens. So who knows, man? Maybe for the last 400, 500 years, maybe it has been a big lie. I don't know. Maybe I believe this is like a huge, complex simulation. And I've been thinking that for years, before Elon said anything. I mean, it's like we're in a VR headset and we don't even know it. That's what it feels like. So there is something out there. There's source, there's a creator. or something. And maybe it's you. Maybe you're testing yourself. Maybe this is a test and I'm testing myself to see what I would do or who I am during certain situations. Just to maybe get some insight into like my own self. I don't know. Maybe I'm writing, and that's how I feel too. I'm writing my life story. We manifest everything. So don't be sad, you know. Don't be mad, because you're gonna get more of it. Whatever you think about, it grows, and it becomes your life, you know. So don't fill your heart with hatred. Know your worth. An active beehive. So I think I saw that last time, and there was a huge amount of bees. I'm gonna turn around because I don't want to run into bees. Although animals don't really hurt me very often. Even insects, like, they stay away from me. So, like, we need to like realize it's like reverse psychology. Like, we're really being messed with, as like I feel like we're ants in an ant farm and we're being experimented on. I feel like this is just a huge experiment by these overlords. Hey, this is private property. No trespassing. Let's go. I don't want to get shot, although I don't think the people around here very often, because guns aren't really encouraged. Although, like, I mean, dude, having a shotgun is like essential. If you own a house, it's still legal. So, you know, while guns are still legal, take advantage. I mean, if they do make guns illegal, who's gonna have the guns? You think all like the bad people, the criminals? You think they're all gonna turn their guns in? Why would they do that? Most of them don't have serial numbers on them. You know, they don't have to. There's no record of them having their guns. But rightful, lawful gun owners, if the law is to turn your gun in, well, there's a database that has your information on it and says what kind of gun you have, how long you've had it, and it has your history and all that. So the good people are going to be forced to turn their guns in, and the criminals are going to run rampant. And it's going to be it's like just like Revelations, man. It's going to be scary. It's going to be freaking crazy. And I mean, do you really think our government like loves us and trying to protect us when they're making these laws out here in California where you can steal and you don't get in trouble? You can just steal, and that's what's happening. It's crazy, and it's encouraging people to act like to be criminals. It's crazy. They're letting real criminals out of prison too, and they're just encouraging people to be criminals. I swear, it's a big plot to take down the United States. I'll bet anything, China is already, I think the United States is already compromised. All the politicians are getting paid off in various ways, various kinds of ways. China's like in the background, like slowly, subtly taking over, and I think they've been doing it for quite some time now. I think they're in charge. They're making us weak. Our politicians want us weak. All the policies, I mean, it's just this whole establishment system is preparing to shift power from the west to the east. With the BRICS nations, we hold the reserve currency status right now with the US dollar, but that's going to go away fairly quickly, I believe. And there's going to be a war, because that's what happens anytime a nation wants to take over the having the status of the world reserve currency. And then I think eventually they're just going to try to make it a one world currency. I don't know how long it'll take before that happens, but this is the end of an era. This is the last cycle. This is the last cycle of the fourth turning, the crisis cycle. And it's going to get pretty wild. And now we have deep fakes. And that kind of ties into the honesty thing. you know, how, I wonder, okay, did you notice that all of a sudden AI became a big thing with ChatGPT? Do you think it wasn't already big in the background? Do you think these huge, humongous corporations haven't already been using AI on us? Do you think they've never used a deep fake on us in the past? Why is it all coming out right now? Maybe because people are waking up and they have to. They know they have to. They can't have the people think that they're completely lying. Like, they can't have too many people know, you know? So they're subtle in their ways, but it's getting more and more blatant. So the things they're admitting, you know, imagine all the things they aren't admitting. Imagine all the atrocities that have happened that we don't even know about, that they caused for their own personal gain. These evil people who are just lost. They don't understand that there's more to life than this, than currency. You know, currency is energy, you know? And you know what, I also do, I wonder where we're going. I feel like currency, it's all like the bankers terms are all having to do with water, but I feel like it's going to go towards space themes, you know? Because I mean, bank is like a river bank, you know, like currency is like a current. So I see where Flex is coming from with their ampere. But then we have Stellar, which is space themed, and we have Cosmos, which is space themed. So it's like we have Ripple, you know, with their drops. It all has to do with water. It's all banking terms. I wonder if we're gonna slowly switch out of that water-based banking system and then go into outer space. I think that's what Elon's kind of like hinting at. So we'll see. So I don't know. We'll see about that. To me it doesn't matter that much anymore. Like I said, this is the second half of my life. Yes, I'm gonna make money if I can. Why not? I need to make a living. I would love to have my own apartment, you know. I should have bought a damn car when I had money, but it's not too late to make money. It's like to find those low cap crypto projects. We still have like probably a good year until things really start heating up. So I think it's just a great time to accumulate. I think Bitcoin's gonna go down again, and then it'll be a good opportunity. If it comes down to like 12,000, I mean, there are so many buyers. There's so many rich people saying that they'll buy if it goes down to like 10,000. Come on, Newt, this way. So I can't see it going under 10,000. I mean, honestly, it's gonna be difficult to push it down under 20,000, to be honest. So I think 20,000 is a good place to be buying for sure. Even right now, you know, it went to 69,000. I can't believe that too. Isn't that crazy? It went to 69,000. The system's rigged for sure, man. We don't even know who Satoshi is. Like, what if he were to suddenly dump all his Bitcoin, or whoever owns that wallet, you know? Which I don't know if they can even access it. I don't know who has access to that wallet with all those Bitcoin. I'm sure it was created by like the CIA or the FBI or China or Russia, something. You know, it wasn't just like a guy or two, like just programmers, you know. Like I doubt that. I think this was a massive project to kind of like undermine the current system and kind of just slowly but surely take over. Maybe Bitcoin is a global currency. I don't know. Or maybe it's Pi. Anyone been mining Pi? Man, see, if anything's gonna be not a security, it's gonna be Pi, because no one can even sell it to make money. So that can't be a, and it's built on Stellar too. So I don't know. I mean, why would you not be mining? It's free, and it's non-invasive too. They don't ask for any permissions from your phone, so they can't access anything. So like, who knows, man? Maybe maybe Pi will be a big currency someday. Seems like it. It's like Bitcoin in the early days. I mean, you couldn't sell it. You could send it. You could swap, or you could change. You could buy a pizza, but you couldn't even. You had to like send someone the Bitcoin. They would buy it with cash, and they'd give you the pizza. Like in the early days, there was no way to sell Bitcoin. There was no way to. There was nowhere to like trade it. I mean, I'm talking about the first few years. So that's kind of what Pi is, you know. And if you don't know, Pi is the app where you download the app, and you every day it reminds you to mine, and all you just press a button, and it mines Pi for you. So I don't know, just kind of brainstorming, but there's no way it can be a security, just like Bitcoin. So, but it is kind of centralized, so I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So, it feels good. It just feels good to be honest. You don't have to cover up lies. The thing is, like, the smarter you are, the easier it is to lie. And so that's why you see like a bunch of smart jerks in like Silicon Valley just lying up their ass. You see a bunch of smart people like in California, a lot of like liberals. They're very smart, but they don't use their heart. They lie about that shit. Not everyone. I mean, there's a lot of great people. There's a lot of really good people here in California. It does have a stigma. Like most of the United States does not like California. When I lived in Texas for a year, I went to military school at high school. Man, when they heard that I was from California, they were like, no one, I thought they were gonna be like, oh, cool. No, like, they do not like California and Texas. And Californians don't like Texans, you know. I like Texas. I thought the people were so cool. No, the people were really nice. The kids that I went to school with. Nope, don't go up there unless you want to get stuck by a prickle, buddy. Get over here. Come on, Newt. Come on, get over here. This way. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a stereotype. Like Californians, dude. Like, I'm not even gonna do that. That sounds stupid, but yeah, no, it is. Not everyone is like that here in California, but there are a lot of smart people who use their brains, and they cherish using their intelligence more than using their hearts. And in the southern states, it's kind of the opposite. People are very nice and sweet and loving. Not everyone. I mean, there are redneck hicks who want to fucking kill black people. That's true. Those are the real racists, not people like me. So, yeah, there are definitely real racists. There's definitely people with hatred in their hearts out there, but they're not as prevalent as we're being told, you know? And no, like in open carry states like Texas, where you can have a gun on your hip, on your waist, it's way safer. Way safer. I mean, taking guns away from good people doesn't make sense. Okay, that's one of the principles this country, America, United States, was built upon. I mean, being able to protect yourself, to bear arms. I mean, they came here to like overrule the government, you know, and now it's the opposite. Now we're turning into freaking communist China. Seriously. Like, and people who disagree, that's fine, but you have some research to do. You've got to like start researching, because we're all losing our freedoms rapidly, and whatever the next major event or crisis is, they're going to do it again, and they're going to take even more away from us. And they're really, really trying with the guns and the mass shootings. I mean, I'm sure they're all real. You know, despite the whole like, oh, they're faked. I doubt they could actually fake this kind of stuff. But they're really publicizing it, and that they're, you know, it's all over the press. And you know, it's another way to demonize like white people, because they don't. If it's a white person, like they make sure to mention it. If it's not, they won't even mention what race the person was. Note, you're gonna get stuck by one of those needles. Get away from there. Come on. I gotta use a bathroom. There's a little porta potty. But I have 10 minutes because I want to keep these to an hour. And I think it's kind of good to do that and not have them just completely random. Because that's what I like. I mean, I know in the morning when I listen to Scott Adams, it's going to be like an hour and 15 minutes or an hour. And well, Joe Rogan, when I listen to Joe Rogan, I know it's going to be like probably 3 hours or so. And I don't listen to them. Like some of the things I disagree with, like Scott, he said some really crazy things. And so like, I don't agree with everything he says, but he does try to like logically explain himself and the way he thinks. And I think that's healthy. I think it's healthy to do that this way. And like Joe Rogan, like just try to be logical and see both sides of the coin, you know? Hey there. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, try to put yourself in other people's shoes. Hey there.
Good morning.
And, you know, really try to think about what it's like from their perspective. And that'll help you just be a better human, like in general. And that's part of having integrity. Like, yeah, you could get angry, you could fester, you could dwell in like hatred towards other people, or you could just try to understand them, try to get where they're coming from. Yeah, there's angry people out there because they feel trapped in a bad place and they feel like they can't get out. But like, being angry towards them isn't going to help anything. That's kind of just like letting evil win, because I don't know, you know, getting angry towards an angry person, that doesn't help anything. It's like fighting fire with fire. So just try to be understanding, like, and that'll rub off eventually. Just try to surround yourself with a group of good people who do practice having integrity and who do want to be understanding, and they like legitimately, like literally really want to know where people are coming from. So it's complex, man. Life is complex. It's messy. It's all over the place. And I think that's the point. That's the point. Just experiencing everything life has to offer. And then learning. And like, you just get more and more, I don't know, you just have more and more experience. You have more and more wisdom. And you understand more what life is all about. And it's not about ego. It's not about getting yours. You know, it's about sharing, because sharing is caring. Share your love with other people. Share everything you know. Share all your knowledge. Maybe don't be, you gotta be discerning. Like, don't tell the wrong people the wrong things, because they'll take advantage of you. And that's another thing we learn. We learn how to not be taken advantage of. Oh, let's turn around, bud. This way. So, you know, trust is a big issue. I have big trust issues. So I try to be loving, but I also don't put myself out there too much. Because I have been taken advantage of multiple times. And a lot of it was because I was drinking and just being stupid. You know, and you just learn. You learn over the years. You know, like trusting people trust is a precious thing nowadays. You know, because barely of us can find it. You know, even like within ourselves, you know. So anyways, I do have to use the restroom real quick, so I'm gonna let you guys go. It's about almost an hour long. Hopefully you're still here. If you are, please hit the thumbs ups. That would be wonderful. And I love you guys. Have a great day. Try to do something that is a good thing to do. Like try to be honest, a little more honest. Everyone can be a little more honest. All right, guys, love you. Have a wonderful day. Crypto Mike out. Peace.